back, guys. Alright, so this is mostly dry. The outside is dry. We've got a good crust. The inside still needs some drying time. So it's a little smushy, but it's good enough so that we can stain the rocks and get some dirt down on here and start laying some foundations. So, first we've got a gray wash, just some of this dark gray, and mix it down maybe 5 parts water to 1 part paint. It's really thin. And we just kind of want to get it on the rocks here and run that over the rocks. So I'll go ahead and do this, and then we'll talk about what's next. Okay, so that wash is done, and what you'll notice when you put this on, it'll be a little dark, but then the plaster will actually suck up a lot of this, and you'll start getting some natural highlights in here. So some white will start showing through. Now the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of this color called Cherry Cobbler. It's kind of a dark red. You can see, I don't know how well this is going to turn out on the camera, but it's fairly dark red. Not quite as dark as a brick red. And I'm going to water it way down. I mean, it's barely any red in there and tons of water. So this is just going to add a little bit of color to this. And the reason I'm using red is that if you go out in nature and you look at rock formations, they'll actually have a lot more colors in them than gray, most of them. So also I think the red's going to be a really good complement to this cream and brown type color. So I'm going to put a little bit of red tint in these rocks, just very subtle, and then there's going to be a black wash going over this to kind of tone it down. So I'll go ahead and put this on, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so we've got this done. You can see it's kind of pink. Now, I didn't load the brush up a lot. I just put a very little bit on the brush and just kind of dabbed it on because I didn't want it heavily red. This still looks pretty red right now, but I'm going to put a black wash on and kind of tone it down. But I did just want some red tinting to it. So now we've got a black wash that's really more akin to just dirty water. It's very thin. So again, we're just going to load it up and wash it down, and this should tone in the red and the grays. It's going to darken up the rocks a good bit, but once this dries up and gets soaked up by the plaster, it should look pretty nice. So I'll go ahead and get this in, and then we'll take a look at what we've got. Okay, so we got the rock staining done. And what we're going to do now, I've taken some just regular old PVA, spread it here and spread it around. We're going to get some dirt on this thing. Then what I've got is I've got about a 50-50 water PVA glue mixture with a drop of liquid soap in it to break up the surface tension. Now what I'm going to do is just get a dropper and kind of drop it in crevices and let it run down, because what I want to do is have the dirt actually sit where dirt would sit if it was running down crevices. So we get the glue to go there, and then the dirt will stick there. So we'll do that all the way around, and then I've just got some brown flocking here, dirt flocking. You can use real dirt if you can get it. I'm in Central Florida, so what I could get is sand. So I will be using flocking. And you just sprinkle it on there. Get this thing good and covered. Now, of course, I need to do some more gluing, but I just want to show you how this is going to work. And let it sit for a minute. And then you just dump it over and tap it a bit. And there you go. So I'm going to finish that up and we'll see how it comes out. Okay, so there we go. I basically just put the glue around, spread this stuff on, turned it over and dumped it out. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get, if you're using the flocking, you're going to get some of that stuff sticking on the rocks. So just take a small, soft bristled, very dry brush and just gently brush it off. Just like you're doing an archaeological dig or something. Now what you want to be careful of when you're doing that though is try not to get down into where the glue is, or what you're going to do is clump this stuff up. Now if you're using real dirt, that won't be as much of a problem. But this foam flocking is going to kind of clump up into little balls if you start brushing it where the glue is still wet. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this dry real good, and then we'll come back with our same 50-50 mixture of water and glue and a drop of soap, and use either a dropper or a syringe to go back over this, and that'll set this stuff in. And then we'll do a little bit more decoration on here, and then we'll actually put the nest with the eggs together. So thanks for hanging around, and we'll see you next time.